What's up, brownies? Well, after the worst season of Atlanta Housewives in history, I decided to take a look back at the taglines and see how that's holding up after the season is over. And wow, whereas some people are really winning, I found a lot of losers. Let's get into it.
My roots are in Atlanta, but my branches are worldwide.
All right, so Kandi said she was worldwide, and survey says, of course she is. She has been. In fact, her first single that came out when she was a teenager just made its 30-year anniversary. That's how long Kandi Burruss has been famous. And if we had to name all of her other accomplishments since then, all of the different businesses that she owns and different awards, honey, we'd be here all day. So just suffice to say, she wins. Let's move on.
Forget the gaslight. I'm taking the spotlight.
That might be true, Drew, but it's just that you aren't in the spotlight for too long. In your most recent project that dropped after Housewives, you had less than 10 minutes of camera time and a very minor part. And then as far as the gaslighter that you're married to, I think that his cousin, that's, I don't know what they got going on, but I think she's trying to talented Mr. Ripley you right on up out of your marriage. So you might want to watch that.
My past may be checkered, but my future is solid gold.
Y'all remember last year, Marlo was talking about how she was building a house from the ground up. Do you notice how we didn't get any updates on that? What about September of 2022? She made this post on social media and all of the different blogs ran with it. Marlo's Lay Archive has a brand deal with Netflix to work on a project. What was the name of the project again? It didn't mention it in her post in any of the blogs, and it's a whole year later. Does anybody know the name of the project that she worked on with Netflix? If so, drop down in the comments. We all would like to know. And then as far as her health, you could say a lot of different things about Marlo, but you couldn't say that heifer wasn't fine, honey. And then she goes and does this to herself. Listen, sis, I was interested in these shots before, but then when I found out that it's causing stomach paralysis with some people, I was like, shoot, how can I get them shots? Because listen, if it's either that or going to the gym, I'm going to take the Marlo route.
I just don't do it for the culture. Honey, I am the culture.
You see how Kenya Moore's hair care line is sold in big name stores like CVS and Sally Beauty Supply, but then they cut out her whole event with the opening of her hair spa. But apparently she did have that soft opening, and then she's building a second floor. So a win is a win. We'll stay tuned and see what else is given.
She by Shereé. More like she broke the internet.
Shereé has gone to Kris Jenner's plastic surgeon, I guess done a brand deal because she's on their website. I'm hoping that she got this for free for what they did to her face and turned her into the Tin Man, looking like somebody needed to slide some oil to it, honey. And then as far as She by Shereé, on the reunion during it being played live, I remember her saying that she has not turned a profit yet. When you go back and watch it on Peacock, it seems like they cut that part out. Now, you guys see if you can see it. Maybe I just didn't hear it, but I don't remember that part. What I do remember, though, is how on that reunion, she had all of the time in the world to come up with a pamphlet for all of Kandi's different businesses or anything that she thought was negative press for her. But baby girl, oh my God. Don't you think that that time should have been better spent on you working on this 14 years of failure clothing line?
If you can't keep the pace, stay out of my race.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for Sanya Richards-Ross. After that tragedy, she came back with another pregnancy. And if you consider his 2 Super Bowl rings with her 5 Olympic gold medals, as far as the gender reveal, they probably are getting ready to give birth to an X-Man because, my God, that's a superhero DNA right there. And then on the business side of things, Mommy Nation actually is still in Belk. It's sold online at Belk. I checked it myself. And then she has the charitable side of it to where she's helping single moms with that rent. So, Sanya, hats off to you. You're doing your thing, girl. Keep winning. And so you may have noticed when they filmed the reunion that they gave Shereé an exorbitant amount of time for this little childish stunt that she had. It was a lot of props going on. And this was to print up a pamphlet about any of the shortcomings that Kandi may have had in her businesses. And I was thinking about how nasty this was. And I remember, hey, just a couple of months ago, I already saw this coming as far as it being the season where we attack Kandi. And so I made a series called The Kandi Hate Train Explained. And you may want to go back and check that out on my YouTube channel. But back to this. See, they had to use Marlo and Shereé in particular to do this because these were the only two ladies that had no storyline. And in order to manufacture somewhat of a storyline, they played the love interest angle. You know, you had Scott Lee with Marlo, and then you had Martell with Shereé. And since that's the only thing that you had going on, that's the only thing that Kandi could jab at.
Hi, how are you? I can throw my bones and tell you what you must do in life and what is your problem. Let me check to my bones what is going to set. Want me to look for you?
Will she find love? She's divorced. Will she get remarried? Will she find love?
You are not going to get married anymore.
Why?
She's old now. We are old. You must stay now. You mustn't marry again.
Stay where?
In your house.
Single. She must stay single.
I believe I'll get married again.
But my bones tell me that you're not going to get married.
See, this is why you need to leave people alone. For somebody who's never had a successful relationship or business, this is why you need to leave people alone.
I hate to start drinking without you, Tyrone, but you're taking too long. I don't know if that means she's on the phone. What does it mean when you call someone, it ring and then it go busy?
That be blocked. No?
I gotta call somebody, tell them this bullshit.
Now let's talk about how we got here. I think that it all boils down to the fact that comparison is the thief of joy. And now Kandi has reached a level of stardom and diversified income that these women will never be able to reach. You already see Shereé has made the entire season about joining forces with Marlo to take down Kandi. The way that they gloated and high-fived in the lunch break on filming the reunion, it was really disturbing to me to watch two Black women who have yet to really accomplish anything outstanding on their own root for the demise of another Black woman. All of a sudden, when Kandi does it, it's, you know, well, she's not just throwing shade like everybody else. It's the worst thing in the world, and it's a personal attack, and I must destroy you. It's very weird, right? So another thing was the way that Nene took the time to make a large part of her Carlos King interviews when she should have been focused on repairing her image and mending relationships so that she can get back into the industry, talking about how Kandi was overpaid and overrated. This is a weird conversation for somebody to have, especially in the moments where you should seize the opportunity to actually make it all about you. But since you all love to compare yourselves to Kandi and you love to gloat in her perceived failures, I'm thinking maybe I should make a video doing exactly that comparison. Let's have the battle of the boutiques. If we compared She by Shereé to Swag to Tags, hey, I might even get jazzy and throw Lay Archive in there if anybody could ever figure out what it is that it does. But let's see how that would work out for the other people. See, if you always have Kandi's name in your mouth and you're always saying something insulting about her, let's see if we get away from opinion and talk about facts, whose feeling really gets hurt by the truth. If that's a video you'd be interested in watching, drop down in the comments and let me know, and I'll go ahead and finish that.